いつも君と待ち続けた季節は何も言わず通り過ぎた雨はこの街に降り注ぐ少しのリグレットと罪を包み込んで泣かないことを誓ったまま時は過ぎ痛む心に気がつかずに僕は一人になった記憶の中でずっと二人は生きてゆける君の声が今も胸に響くよそれは愛がさまよう限り君は少し泣いたあの時見えなかった
What's up, everybody? This is Storm from Storm and Blackbird, back with Tales of Arise. It is time to unveil Lineages.
Something feels odd here. Be on
True.
your guard.
One sec. I agree. I forgot to do something important. Okay, wonderful. Right, we've now arrived in Lineages finally. No subquest is gonna stop me now until I get to see more of them today. Is Lineages done for? The residential quarter is falling apart. Aha. Huh? Where am I? I just went out for a walk, but now I don't know where I am. I don't know. Everything's falling apart and looks completely different. I can't get a hold of Mother and Father either. You have nothing to fear, kids. I'm sure there's a reason for everything that's going on. But even the Zugos are running loose. That seems dangerous. Zugos are nothing more than our servants. They may have gotten out, but I assure you I'll have them back under control before long. If you kids consider yourselves to be proud Renans, then be brave. We'll have the situation fixed before you know it. Even the Renan soldiers are confused. Interesting. Heal! In all my years, I've never have I seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so much for taking the time to help an old woman like me. Oh! Hey Chief, good morning mate. Fancy parfait recipe. A lavish parfait filled to the brim with fruit and cream. Though extremely satisfying to eat, eating one risks developing more than a few cavities. Fancy.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
is why which is why it's pretty difficult for you to be the sole healer in the party, Dolim. We tried that once, never again.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
If I dress Shion with the red dress, what would he have answered though? Oh, you?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Because she might be the cause of all this. Ah. There's one around the corner that I didn't check.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lanagus mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
I thought I was the one dubbing him. I would have given him something else. He would have been one of us. Strawberries. Okay. Aha, it was an elevator that we got here too. A space elevator. Just space everywhere.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renin, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Huh.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
Wait a minute.
No, I haven't.
Oh?
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renin homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renin ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
Nice, this is what I like. The mystery behind the entire basis of this world. Okay, oops.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do.
Another maiden? Could it be someone wearing red? Perhaps. Or someone we already know existed?
I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron.
All that we've slain, and Volron.
Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Renans and their lords. I get that as a subquest, I guess? No? Oh, this is actually, I mean, livestock. Lineage's citizenry.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Touché.
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danan city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
The art of conversation.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
Huh.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation.
Ah, charisma.
Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Oh god.
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
Oh no.
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Oh no. What elegant poses. Okay, this is a sub quiz indeed. For 220 SP, count me in.
You want to know which lord I support? Why? Are you out
That's another word I have to look up. Canvassing. Never mind. That stupid ASS is causing me trouble. I would call it canvassing.
Are you out conveying for someone? I'm with His Excellency Erwolsey Tendeldillis. You probably know him better as Lord Balzac. I know a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. What those people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that House Teldillis doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve it will be the first to admit that.
Yes!
That His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us harm. Of that we can be sure. His efforts in the crown contest aren't only for his family, but to improve the standing of each and every member of his house.
Yes!
I owe so much to His Excellency. I could never dream of serving any other lord.
But he's dead.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Oh, hi, Link Moses once again. What's that sound? Somewhere. Lord Dolim, you have returned. Ah, and I see you've brought aides with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must, yes? Not only do I support House Ilkavas, but more specifically his lordship personally. So much so, I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship to any who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. But since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent tumult, I've been unable to upload them. I know, since you're all here, I'll just read them out loud. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is divine poetry. He hails from the famed House Ilkavas, and his name, Lord Doalim. Music is his passion, the arts is his great love. The scores are boorish, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. So refined and majestic is his posture, why, the mere thought of it brings me to ecstasy. Once he becomes our sovereign, Rena shall bloom anew, ushering in an era of prosperity for our grand civilization. Until that glorious day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory, morning, noon, and night. Well, what do you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into it, hoping to capture your essence. Wait, I forgot to mention anything about his lordship's love for collecting things. I must take this time while the lines are drawn to append it. Only then will my masterpiece be complete.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from comment.
Lord Dolim, the Lady Killer. And, of course, a ginormous fan club awaits him. It's the water pipe sticking out of the floor, or the sound of someone using a water asteroid to put out fire. Ah, yes, that was indeed what happened there. True enough. You might be a supporter of Almedria.
Well, I never. I think anyone would try to tear me away from House Valkyries.
What?
Huh? What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dualim or that dreadful Lord Armeldra. Okay, so you are a Volren supporter. You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I come from a family that has served Lord Valkyries for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganab. Ganab Valkyries, right. So none of both Almedria and Volren. I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganabel behind the scenes so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist, they are utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny he can be strict, he puts Rena's interests front and center like no one else. Why, he advocates that rather than stay confined to lineages, we should get on with colonizing Dana and expand our horizons. That way we will become masters of both worlds and overturn our current minority status on Dana's surface. That is why he seeks to become our next sovereign. Tell me, is there a greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It is a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord, a model above all others. Though I was unable to accompany him myself, my two sons have been blessed with the honor of joining him on the surface. As their father, it fills me with endless pride. Let me guess, they're all dead.
Annabelle was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabeld also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
There's simply more to this, I say. This problematic between racial groups is a red herring, I say. There's something more behind all this, I guess. Because no one here has ever seen Rena, the planet itself, right there. Inside it. The home. Okay, I guess the next two will definitely be Almedra and...
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Huh?
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis's transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
You could be Almedra.
Pardon me.
This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Kenneris. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almedria. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you listen carefully regardless. Have you ever noticed how in the history of lineages, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almedria squashed the doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and her previous family master, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. She is a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants, who gives her enemies nary the slightest opening to strike. Truly, Lord Almedria is a woman of talent. No one in all Rena better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Soon the age of the glorious woman sovereign reigning over lineages shall be upon us at last.
About that.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
What is this scene? You saved my life. I would have been a goner had you not arrived when you did, my lady. I understand we're in a crown contest, but I had no idea such a capable astral artist was in our midst. Forgive me for not realizing it sooner. Come on, you don't need to bow so deeply. All I did was strike at Zugo's weak points. I didn't even get to go down to Dana for the crown contest, so I'm not sure how to feel about all this praise you're heaping on me. Praise be. Sorry, authorized personnel only. The damage beyond here is too severe. You'll have to go around. Okay. And what do I see there? Sheep meat. Good, the Zugos are cut off. They have nowhere to run now. It's amazing to see how those of us with only weak arts can still do this when we all come together. Keep it up, team. We'll have these pests taken care of in no time. Oh boy.
Ridiculous.
Huh? How loathsome. Huh? Oh, I was just reading about Volran. Can I help you?
Okay.
I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Orvagil Hildris myself. Were it not for his sudden death down on the surface, I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Orvagil is the true Water Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. As for how Volran runs Gannet Harris, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Danans but even his fellow remnants. He may live in a society where to the victor go the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this house Ignissary of his anyway? I've never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dregs of society. That such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense. Not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volran either.
Oh.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
That's right, humans unite. Doing lots and lots more. Last shot. Up, ailment rate. Inferno Crossing. Now you have a fire art. Or a Schlag Assault. Yes, defense. Nice. And now, Intervener, or was it this one? Calves of Steel. Calves of Steel. What was it? Mental attack. I guess we'll go for KO prevention. Damn, I'm really thinning it here, it seems. Well, might as well just go with the perfectly fine ones. AG restored from crits. He can crit a lot because he hits a lot. Therefore, he gets a lot of crits. I hope the AI would know that. Just hit more and faster. Great gel.
I'll hold on to that.
Nice. Uh-oh.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
Uh-huh.
So then this Hanfricht whatchamacallin, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
To the Zone of Forbiddenness. Ah yes, despite disaster, class is still in session. Who knows it? Oh no.
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you!
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Ah! Hey, Halloween was yesterday. Damn, well, we got to hear, Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Yep.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Yep.
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Lord's language right here. So good. So damn good. Whoops. Uh-huh. Another orange gel. Damn, dude. You better put your firestorm to an even better level. You can't kill this thing at all. Firestorm! What is he trying to cast here? Uh-huh. So the girl's doing it correctly. She's doing the cone of ice, but this kid over here just smashes his own rock over and over again. Works. I'm running out of food and I have no clue what I even ate. So good for everything, I guess. Okay. Anyone know the forbidden zone? Anyone's zone forbidden? The tofu? Wait. That's not the ultimate ingredient? So, she's extinguishing the fire with water astral arts, but what's the dude doing? No. He's using wind? Or whatever. He's using the power of his arms? Waving?
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we We used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Ah. Gotcha.
Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
Nope.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance.
But he wouldn't give up.
But he was desperate.
Yep.
And low on options. And he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
My god.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
Why would she want to know?
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
Oh man.
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Heh. Who do we have?
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
Always be the support to your support. Okay, nothing over here either. This other side? No. All a leisure park, you say?
I see a medic and supply officer over there.
Nice.
If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
A medic officer. Okay, manage ranch. You have access to it for some reason. Beef. Just keep it coming. Okay, forge weapon. Gladius Ren. Okay, I can actually forge this one. Straight off the bat. Nice. This is a nice looking one too. Assault shot. Megafauna. What the hell is this thing? This is a much bigger gun than she actually has, and her entire arsenal combined. This she shouldn't be blowing this thing up here, or this one. This looks normal. I need a dark main, 3 dark mains. Pink protector. Nice. Or a Scutum Rene. And I have no materials for them. Radiant Light Part 3. Very easy. I also need a dark main for this one. Okay. The Historia Rene. I need dark main. I need Megafauna Boner again. Cestus Rene. Okay, a bunch need Manted Claw. So 4? There's 2 left. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Oh, and this one needs 1. Nice. Fits perfectly. Alright. Gladius Rene. The Atonement Edge has given me a ginormous title. And now it's time for Gladius Rene. Cha-ching. We'll have to wait on this, because I don't have materials. This one as well. Radiant Light. This is possible to get, because the materials are cheap. But this thing costs a lot to forge. So I might as well wait on this. A dark main, like Shion. And duel him with Megafauna Boner. Where could I get that again? And I guess for law as well. Okay.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Yes, and that is why I shall do it like this now. Okay, buy items. You've got... you're finally selling grape gels. Oh man, diamonds. Somehow yours is way too expensive. What do you have? Ah, yes, absolute. Got it. Let's see. Materials sort. Hard spherical. Yes, the lustrous aster crystals. Soon enough, I shall make more of them. Rapid pig meat. It's the amount of money I get back when I do this stuff over and over again. Okay. Armor time. Shion could need it. Looks lovely. Diamond cloak. Just 6 defense though. Diamond cape. Okay, this much is already worthwhile. Against the gothic dress. Which I have heard does break the game early on. Fast travel point, finally. I've never expected to be graced by Lord Doylem himself. Sad, but I got myself a fast travel point, so now I shall opt to just camping somewhere here or not. Maybe I get to talk to somebody for once.
We've reached our destination.
Yes, sirree.
Huh? Something smells nice.
It's probably the accessory I picked up earlier. It uses materials that put off a pleasing aroma.
Ooh, that sounds lovely. I'm jealous.
Want to try it on? I'm sure it'll look great on you.
Really? I'd love to.
And thus we've done so. Okay, I have a new recipe. Fancy parfait. Elemental attack up. 12%. Okay. I guess I'll make it.
This came out so good. I almost hate having to eat it.
Aha! Yes.
Hoodle, no, that's mine.
Stop it.
Never thought I'd see you fighting Hoodle over food of all things. Normally you share everything you have with him.
Yeah, but this is a fancy parfait. Every girl dreams of having one of these.
Really?
Is it really that big of a deal?
Please don't bring me into this.
It's always nice to eat something that fulfilling.
I can't believe I actually get to have it all for myself. Every little bite makes me so happy.
But isn't that parfait gonna cost you quite a lot more than your regular ice cream choice?
That's all the more reason for me to enjoy it. Everyone knows it takes lots and lots of sweets to stay full of energy.
Yeah.
Everybody, a cream monster has devoured Rinwell.
No.
At times such as these, it would be best to just let her do as she wishes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dohalim's right. If someone's trying to enjoy their favorite food, just leave them to it and don't bother them.
Yep. Can't argue with that.
I don't get women.
So good.
Okay, let's continue top to bottom. Rinwell.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little? I'm surprised to see you up reading so late. What have you got there?
Oh, it's a book about magic. I was hoping I'd reach the end of this chapter before I went to bed.
I'm impressed you can read all that tiny text without drifting off.
It's easy. Honestly, the subject is so interesting, it keeps me wide awake. Although I have to admit, the more I read this book, the more I realize just how much I still have to learn. I hate not knowing it all, so it pushes me to keep learning as much as I can so I can be a real expert.
So that's why you're studying by the campfire every night, huh? You've really changed, Rinwell.
Really? I don't feel like it.
Remember how you used to be when we first met in Calaglia?
Sure, but that's because I was still hiding a lot from you guys. Am I really all that different aside from that?
Definitely. It's the difference between a rock and the sun.
Are you saying I used to be like a rock? That's not something you should use to describe a girl, Alphen.
My bad. But the comparison is still apt. You used to not be open with us about your magic at all. And now look at you.
Well, I guess you may have a point. I used to hate studying magic because my parents made me do it. And after everything that happened, I felt like it brought nothing but trouble. But now, I don't think it's so bad after all. Maybe I really have changed more than I thought. All magic is simply astral energy combined with knowledge. It's neither good nor bad by itself. It all depends on how you use it. Saying it out loud, I guess I finally made peace with it.
I think you have Law to thank for that.
What? Why him?
I mean, he was kind of the one who...
Yeah, he did.
Nope, he's got nothing to do with it. None. Zilch. Nada. Nothing.
If Law heard that, he'd be pretty bummed, you know.
You're crazy. I don't see why he would be.
Are you saying you rather he wouldn't be? I'd say the fact you can get so worked up about things now is another sign you've changed.
Sounds like someone wants me to put on a little magic show.
No.
All right, all right. I'll take my leave before I say anything else that might get me into trouble. Just make sure you aren't staying up too late, okay?
Ugh, I'm not a little kid anymore. Yeesh. Though actually, it felt kind of nice hearing that. I wonder why. Woo!
Oh, an honest mage. Forge a strong bond with Rinwell, helping her come to terms with her lineage and feelings.
We should really get some rest.
And that was the interaction and dialogues with Rinwell. And now she can do Aquarius Damnation. Warp,
Thanks
warp,
to
warp.
you, I was able to rest easy.
Glad to help. Scrotum Rene. Now I just can't unsay it. God dang it. Okay, let's take a look. To execute. Okay, well yeah, the same thing. So it's a water astral art indeed. Or arcane art. Alright, let's get back to the moon. Well, not the moon. Back over here. Let's get inside the Forbidden Zone if we can ever find it.
We've reached our destination.
Oh, who do we got here? Do I see astral crystals? Okay.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh,
I am
Who should I get first? The
Rohalim of Elder Menethia, I command you.
Threat to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed enough. If they want to fight, they got one.
Here they
Knock
go!
down!
Blah, blah, blah.
Here I come! Roll back! I'm not done!
Damn, I missed all those shots. There we go.
Shut him down!
Oh crap, am I too late?
It's almost too strong! Be my guest! I'm not done!
Oops.
Try hard my turn! I'm not done! Locked and loaded! Raining flash!
Whoa, negative gate. There we go. Just wanted that easy break. Oh shit.
now you see what I can do.
Ouch.
Blow away! Take this!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
No escape! Strike! Dragon form!
All the dragon swarms in the world.
Here's a healing arc! Here goes!
You just had enough. Consider yourself finished.
No escape! Dragon form!
Now! Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here. and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
The lustrous astral crystal. Oh yes. 2 grape gels. I need food that will give me more of these items. How much will the dog tags be? 2,500 each. Amazing. But they give lustrous astral crystals instead. So give me more. Let's see, drop items. Yes. Effect by 50%. Make it with someone else. Yes, the easy rest here. Ooh, we got a big one. Grape gel. Oh, look at you. Okay, I see what we're gonna be expecting here. Oh, Zoogles. Just do it the old-fashioned way. I guess they're all together. Whatever. Force Wolf.
It'll be a
Alpha
breeze.
Force Wolf.
Get in, get out. No escape.
None shall escape my judgment.
Strike.
These ones can run rings around us.
It's over.
Here I go. Lightning orb.
Dragon Swarm.
Illuminate the dark spray. Come forth. Annihilate.
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah. Bubbling to me. Strike.
That missed completely.
Here I come. No escape. Dragon down.
Finish without a trace.
Dragon Swarm. I'm not done.
One more.
Dragon Swarm. Rising Wyvern.
Now.
Yes.
Astral energy. Full throttle.
Go.
Now. I'm not done. It's over. Dragon Swarm. Rising Wyvern. No escape.
Illuminate the dark. Radiant flow.
Over one save.
Do it.
Still.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Purge
My
malevolence.
turn.
Arcade.
Oh, I see.
Can't get out of this.
Gravitas speed here.
I'm on it.
Now we're maybe this way.
Raining Slash.
Raining slash, raining,
Finish without a trace. Explosion.
raining slash,
Purge malevolence.
raining slash, raining slash,
The waters of creation blah magic.
raining slash. There we go.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Dark mains. That's where you get them. Okay. Oh no, there's more of them. So what does this big one do?
What's this?
No weak points.
Bows of the trash.
Try hard like this.
Fear, throbs in pain.
Blow away.
Here.
Raining Slash.
Oops.
Time to cross blade.
Here. Let me help. First aid. Blah blah blah.
Raining Slash.
Reload.
Blow away.
A freezing
Raining
storm.
Slash.
This one.
Blow. Take this.
Ice tornado.
Raining Slash.
Far beyond the darkest sky.
Raining
I call
Slash.
upon you. Far beyond the darkest sky.
Raining Slash.
Annihilate.
Blow away.
Into the
Try
shadows.
harder. Vacuum blade.
By the power we
Time to let it rip.
without a trace.
Okay.
Raining
More
Slash.
than the stockpile.
Dragon Swarm.
Sleep now.
Shockwave Slash.
More for the stockpile.
Keep charging us.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it. I'll leave it to you. I'll burn it all.
Blazing pillar.
Flaming pillar. Fire.
Here, blazing cascade. First aid.
I'm on it.
Purge. Blah blah blah.
Raining Slash. Now or never. Raining flash. Blow away. Raining not today.
Keep on going.
Raining flash. Blow away. Blow escape.
What's this?
Try harder.
It was nice while it lasted.
Raining flash.
Shiny super
Time to let it rip. No further. Try harder. Now.
glacial spear.
Raining flash. Vacuum blade.
I can handle it now.
Chocolate flash.
More for the stockpile.
Rising wyvern.
More with that.
I'll burn it all.
There we go. Blazing pillar.
Flaming pillar. Fire.
Illuminate the dark by the power of holy glitter. Holy
Blow
red
away.
lightning. Downfall.
Raining flash. Blow away.
Let's just make it even more ridiculous here.
Fires of passion course in this water. Hear my call. Spread. Glacial spear. Chaos evil. Poodle.
Oh, you are gonna pay for that. I'm nearly done for. Blow away.
You require.
I have no limits.
Pull myself together.
There we go.
Blow away.
All the stops now.
Blow away. Raining flash. Blow away.
Water. Hear my call. Spread. I'll be saving you.
Raining flash.
Burning
Blow away.
Red evil. Freeze
No
lancer.
further.
Seal.
Raining
More
flash.
for the stockpile. Shiny supernova.
I really
More
owe
with that
you one. Raining flash. Blow away. Burn.
That freaking justice.
Remote.
Astral energy.
Say no more. Okay. That was way too much.
It was a close thing.
Wow. 13 SB. Just 13. Goodness. Not a lot. Oh well. Sonic Spear. For the resistance. Okay. Then I want Artcast Mobility. It's my kind of soup. Yes.
Get lost. Far beyond the
I see what, eh?
Now you see what I can
do. My field kill. Take down their defenses. Blow away.
Well. Oh, hi, Bernie. Let's come back.
Blow away. In an instant.
Impact cross.
Now.
Illuminate the dark.
You're finished. Void flash.
By the power of
Prepare to be seen.
without a trace.
Not a chance.
Illuminate the dark.
Too fast.
Stand back.
Hiya.
Raining flash.
Boom.
We can really make weapons with this?
Yes. More platinum dog tags.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Bring them down. It's on. Roll down.
Okay. More rending slash. Raining slash.
Raining slash.
Healing circle.
Locked and loaded.
Holy land.
Clear support. Raining slash. Blow away. Raining slash. Try harder.
Alright, just this one left.
No further. First strike. Raining slash.
Hear my call.
I'll finish you here and now.
Swing the sword non-stop.
Glacial barrier. Here's the evil. More for the stockpile. More beyond the sky. I'm on sea. Lunar corruption.
Super swallow dance.
Please now. I'll be saving this one.
Struck. Prepare to be sealed.
Now, Rigwell. Frozen.
Hammer. Squish.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well,
Insanely delayed Munich train. Ah yes. Because holiday in here. Totally. Okay. There is indeed something to be thinking of in this world of lineages. We're now figuring out that none of us actually have ever met someone from Rena. Not a single one of us. Not Shion, not Dolin. Both being Renans after all, but they're not from Rena, they're from lineages. What does this mean? No one even knows how the Sovereign of Rena actually looks like too. Or if he's alive or whatever. It's pretty interesting now that that's a thought. So, indeed, no one knows what Rena looks like or who a Renan looks like. The home planet of lineages, the home world. What can we think about that?
Look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Exactly. Ooh, a berserker force duster.
You got spirit! Damn it!
This isn't looking good.
They really don't give up, do they?
Now you'll learn! Dragon Form! Die!
Lightning Wyvern! Force Flash! I'll burn it all!
Burn it all with blazing pillar!
Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Ow! Knocked out.
Try harder!
Whoa, what an ending.
Try harder! My turn! Try this!
Now you see what I can do!
Explosive ring! You're mine!
Kaboom! Oh, wow, he dodged that. Kaboom!
I'm ready for the next battle.
Me too, soon. Shortcake recipe. A spongy cake filled with cream and strawberries. Harsh punishment awaits anyone who dares to steal the strawberry sitting atop it. Harsh punishment. Time to get schmited.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking.
Hold on.
Get lost! As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Dragon Form! Shockwave Strike! Rising Wyvern! Stardust! Force Flash! I'll burn it all!
Blazing pillar!
Flaming Pillar! Fire!
I'll heal you all! Healing lightning orb!
I owe you one!
Illuminate your blood! Come forward!
Try hard my turn!
That holy
Blow
red!
away!
Lunar corruption! Lunar
Lightning Flash! Nonsense! Lightning Flash!
First aid!
I'll finish you here and now!
Searing flame! Reload!
Nonsense! Blow away!
It's time to finish this!
Die!
Die! Consuming wildfire!
Big cannons.
What can we? Aqui is third!
Now we're not dead!
Far beyond the
Blow away!
Eat
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Close enough.
Lightning Flash!
Alright, I need firepower. Sharpness me.
Seal!
I'll finish you here and now!
Lightning Flash!
Laser spear! I can hear the evil!
Now,
Try
in the
harder!
groove!
Nonsense!
Freeze blade!
Lightning Flash! Blow away!
Here! Hard malevolent!
Lightning Flash! Blow away!
I'm nearly done for.
Time to let it rip!
Water! Hear my cry!
Blow away!
Illuminate the sun! Magic is there!
Dragon
Here's the
Form!
evil he lives!
Shockwave Strike! Rising Falcon!
Aqui is third!
I'll burn it all!
Blazing pillar!
Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Oh, with sharpness damage.
Will this help?
Dragon Show!
Not a chance!
Here's a healing arc! This one's mine!
There we go, that's the correct one.
Blah, blah, blah!
Lightning strike!
I'll be saving this way!
Shouldn't have messed with me!
Harder!
Lightning
flash! Blow away!
Whoa, where is this guy going?
Escape my judgment!
Try harder! Not a chance!
Cap! One more time!
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life! Crit on the boost gauge.
Everyone's still in one piece?
Do I keep on going? Or do I not keep on going? I want to see what's in here though. Ah yes. Something alright.
I won't forgive you! Cyan instant! Lightning blazing by the power of flame! Vanish was not trying to keep up with the wall!
It's over! Try harder! My turn!
In here!
No escape! You're finished! Dragon Swarm!
Ow, are you serious?
Hold nothing back!
Okay.
Shockwave Flash! Dragon Swarm!
In here!
I can do without this pain!
I'll be healing circle!
Coming through!
Blazing pillar! Oh.
Scarlet Inferno!
Whoops, the wrong one.
By the power!
I must have miscounted.
Vanish without a trace! In here! Morph in the stockpile! Magic is out!
Take this!
Reload! I'll heal you all!
Blow away!
Lightning Lord!
Rising Wyvern! Start up!
Magic is out!
Vacuum Blade!
Let me help!
I'll burn it all!
There we go, blazing pillar.
Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Here's a healing art! First aid!
Ow.
Laser spear! Here's Evo!
Take this!
Go!
Front!
Mega ray! Watch and sweep!
Dragon Swarm!
Here's a
Rising
healing art!
Wyvern! I'm not
First
done!
aid!
Point Flash!
Laser spear! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Not a chance!
Here, let me help!
Front!
First aid!
You're finished!
One more!
Crit damage!
In here! I'll be saving this one!
Rising Wyvern! No escape!
Hey, drink more! Water!
Point
Here I
Flash!
come!
Do it!
Yes!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Not a chance! Front! No escape!
Laser spear!
Dragon
Here's
Swarm!
Evo! Breeze Lancer! Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade. Oh, crit damage.
There's always room for improvement.
Doing crits all day rules. Oh man, it's filled with crap in here. Okay, I've lost time there. Oh no. There goes my level 5 encounters. Swell! I've gotten myself a ginormous amount of good stuff now. Like more lustrous astro crystals perhaps. Okay, to get that chest I missed. Pineapple gel. Okay, we're still half CP, incredibly. Berserker. Gunner. Well then.
Dispose of the trash.
Engaging!
Damn it! Here I come! Blow away! Raining Flash!
I'll push that gun out of your hand!
Raining Flash! No escape!
Hear my call!
Blow away!
Here, let me help.
Raining Flash!
Blazing pillar.
Flaming pillar! Fire!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished. Just for the hell of it.
I'm not done! It's over!
An astral heart? That's my... Heal.
Shut him down!
Reload!
Dragon Swarm!
Freezing storm!
Rising Wyvern! Strike!
Ice tornado!
Point blast!
I can
carve through armor! Start up! I'm on it!
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Boom! Oh, everything dies.
Let's refrain from losing.
Yes. Livestock has reached maturity. Oh boy, this looks like a big crew, alright. Money! Ah! Fight the half of them.
Get in, get out!
This one's mine!
Here I come!
How long are we gonna keep this up for?
Take this! Strike!
More for the
Strike!
stockpile!
Dragon Swarm!
Circle!
Thanks!
Holy land! Too much
Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! I'm not done!
Illuminate the dark! Holy glimmer! Holy land! Annihilation!
Be my guest! Dragon Swarm!
More crit! More! Dragon Swarm! No, he gave up.
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Smash you!
In the balls!
No further! Raining blast!
You see what happened there as you crossed me?
In an instant!
Impact Cross!
No chance! I'm not done! No escape! Dragon Swarm! Try this! Explosive ring! Eat dirt!
Let the marksman handle this!
Let's do it! I'm on it!
Shion! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well,
Nice.
look who's...
Keep it coming.
I won't forgive you! Photon! Waterfall!
Prepare to be sealed!
By the you won't die at night! Then you leave me no choice!
Rising Wyvern! Strike!
There beyond the sky! Mega Ray!
I'm not done! Release! Raining support! Blow away!
Saving this one!
Strike! I'm not done!
Seal!
Release blast!
Crit damage!
No! Take this!
More where that came from!
You're finished!
Magic is out!
Dragon Swarm!
I'll be saving this one!
Rising Wyvern! Strike! Slice! This one's all mine! Stardust!
Searing flame! Relay drinking orb! None shall
Oh boy.
judgment!
Raining Splash! I'm not done! Strike!
Drinking orb!
Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! No escape! No escape! Void Blast!
Now! Lost! Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
I need to be stronger.
Yes, level 44. And that was this zone. Transfer. What were they all guarding, I wonder?
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Clearly,
Alphen.
it's Alphen's time.
Lol.
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Aha! Flashback.
Alphen.
You again.
Yep, every time.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home.
You did.
I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Damn, shots fired.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to. She looked exactly like Shion.
Surprise.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
I'm assuming we're the Forbidden District now? No, we're just getting started. We just found it. But that's probably not all here. There's a healing spot. Oh no. Alright. Oops. Sarah, get in here. I think we're about to... It's about to go down. Ah, right. So here's before we go on with this one, now that I see Faria again, the Doalim's past, as how he became a lord of Menancia. Before all that, he made friends with three other Renans, because all of them had a passion for music, and despite Dohalim being nobility, the two others in there are not of that and, you know, low standing, but they were kept together by their love of music. Fast forward to a point where Menancia needed a new lord for the crown contest. Dohalim and a friend of his were eager to do so, as they were chosen to fight it out. Apparently, Dohalim was kicking his ass. he stood no chance, but that friend of his did not give up and decided to use dirty tactics against Dohalim. But Dohalim, being Dohalim, extended his rod and destroyed the dude that he died. Faria here, I'm not even sure if she's called Faria, I forgot. She was his, that friend's betrothed, and so Dohalim decided that instead of telling her that he was using dirty tactics to kill him, he instead would say that Faria should hate Dohalim so that she would live on, using that hate to live on with that, to get revenge on Dohalim, and not due to the fact that her fiance was a cheater. Unbelievable, this Dohalim, and unbelievable how this all had to start up before he saved everybody's lives in the domain he governed. And now we're in here in Lenegis, where he meets with the two alive friends now. The other dude doesn't seem to care, it seems. He's more neutral to that what happened, but Faria over here, man, it's time for some trouble. Before this though, she met with the Red Woman. What else could happen now?
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, Something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Core? A Master Core? Hello? What? The Master Core of Darkness? Oh no, what is this now? What the hell are you? I ain't fighting no Prometheans, what is this?
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
The weak point is in the air. The tormented lives.
I've never known Faria to control Zugos like...
Weak point is in the air. Oh, we have weakness.
Before?
How about the stone that looks suspiciously like a map?
We need light arts. Pronto. Like, Ray! That's right, I'm going full stop with this one. Might as well have you turn on everything on since you don't have anything that has holy written in the name. Rinwell should have something, I think. Other than Beautific Deuce Roar. Yep, I guess she doesn't have any light astral art. Okay. Oh, wait, it's lightning more, but that's a melee attack. Okay, whatever. Sharpness to go. Rinwell's already almost dead. Lol.
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Zugos, then we get some answers. Try harder!
Go for the weak point! This one!
Throw away!
Came between heaven and earth!
Raining slash! Try harder! Not a chance! I'm not done!
Divine Savior!
Raining slash! Throw away!
Radiant Pierce!
Try harder! Your turn! Thanks!
Lion! Here I go!
Running at it! Raining
A
slash!
wailing fancy of lightning!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Too late.
I'll leave it to you!
Magic is there! Holy land! Healing circle! Between heaven and
I
earth!
can do without this pain!
A wailing fancy of lightning! None shall escape my judgment!
I owe you one!
Going in!
Dragon Force! Rising Wyvern! Strike! I'll burn it all!
Blazing Pillar.
Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Oh, 78 hit combo. What happened there?
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Ow, 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 ow. Thank God for HP prevent, KO prevention. Whoa. Just hit me there. Ah, this laser beam.
I'll bring it back from death to this! More for the sky! Going in!
Not done yet!
Let's do it again. Sharpness.
Try harder! My turn!
More break.
Really?
Take it down!
Blow away! Bring the rock! Blow away!
Ouch. And I immediately die again. Ouch.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Where's the healing art? First aid! Dance in the wind!
Try harder! My turn!
I'll be safe this one! Go! Radiant Pierce! Where that came from?
Raining slash!
Go!
Blow
Go!
away!
Radiant Pierce! Damn it!
Raining
Out of
slash!
ammo!
Blow away!
Do it!
Raining slash! Look sharp!
Lightning
Lightning! Take this!
Oh, lightning is also its weakness. Gotcha. Can combine that then. Get all the lightning arts. I keep on forgetting. Light is also as the same element as lightning. For fuck's sake. So going all out.
Right, watch out! Shield and face! Lightning can go!
Ouch. Well, it got me. I didn't know what he was trying to do anyway.
Illuminate the dark! You have come forward! Healing circle! I'll bring you back from between heaven and earth! A wailing banshee!
Kisara, watch out.
I'll heal you all! I'll be saving this one!
Try harder! Not a chance!
Healing circle! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer! Holy light! Too much to handle?
Blow away!
A chain between heaven and earth!
Radiant
Radiant
denied!
Radiant pierce! Inferno
Radiant
core!
flash!
Hold on!
Blow away!
No! One more!
Ouch.
Illuminate the light! Holy lamp! Will this help?
Radiant flash! Blow away!
A healing banshee in here! Here I go! I'll be saving this one! Illuminate the light!
I'll take you all on!
Oh, here we go.
Flares and Malisa!
Crushed. Cancelled whatever he was trying to do.
Radiant flash! A chain between heaven and earth! Radiant light! A wailing banshee of light!
Should have done sharpness first.
Sleep now!
Raining slash!
There we go. Sharpness damage.
I'm almost impressed.
My prayers coming from you.
I
Yes.
said almost. Don't get carried away.
I can carve through armor!
Here!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Yeah, I was about to strike. Ouch. Whoops. I was a bit too close to this dude.
Resuscitation! Here, let me help.
Not done yet!
Where are you going?
I like my guard down.
Oh no. Kisara got annihilated. Oops. No, cancel that.
Bring you back from death's abyss. Holy land! Now resuscitation! I'll bring you back
That was a bad timing.
Blow away!
That was a bad decision.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
My turn!
She can even aim resurrection on herself.
Raining slash!
Requires her to be alive.
I still got some fight left in me.
Blow away!
There! One more!
No further!
Ooh.
The flame inside me yearns to be let
I'll
free!
heal you now. I'll be saving
Oh,
this
darkness.
one. I can't heal you forever. Radiant
Raining slash!
None illuminate the dark. Ready.
Raining slash! Not today!
Holy land. You must be handled.
Yes.
Now. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished. Awesome. Only used peach gels against this dude. Alright, Faria.
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning.
Oh no, please.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Dohalim!
What a shot.
Forgive me.
Just blow the master core away. Be careful with all the shitposts when you go back to this good.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Which one?
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not
Okay.
her. I meant you.
Oh.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
Yes, inside the Forbidden
In
Zone.
that case,
I'll take her off your hands.
you? Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnagin, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Orphan with 1 HP. That's the sight that I see every day. This guy's the evil guy, I can just tell. Hopefully not. I don't need any more NPCs to be evil here. No one actually reached an ability for their SP. Unbelievable. That's quite a lot to get on. It's not to say the least. Well, Faria, the pawn.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
Yes.
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
Alright, let's go to the Forbidden Zone.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
Oh no. Flashback incoming. Ah, the ceremony. Wait, this place looks familiar. It's the wedge? Why in the wedge, of all things? Okay. I guess where astral energy is being concentrated, the wedge being the ceremony's place of ceremony.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
What the hell? What the fuck was that? The thorns has... Oh. What the hell happened in the ceremony? Is that what we remembered?
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And that's what's been showing us these visions. I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
Can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
And find a way we shall the next time, where we go into the Forbidden Zone. I will be back on Wednesday. So everybody, thank you all for coming, and have a pleasant evening. As always, I will save. As always, damn trains. Surely Wednesday is a good day for the trains, the Mao. As always, goodbye, a good night, and do not commit ceremonies.